Hey, fifth grade. This is a quick video on writing down your 12-bar blues. Now, you should have gotten a PDF of a piece of sheet music that I sent, and it should be in the Google Class folder. But if you don't have that, at the end of this video, I'm going to show you how you can set up your own piece of sheet music with a piece of scratch paper and a pencil. So, writing down your 12-bar blues. I want to go to the top and make sure you got your title on there. So whatever the title for your song is, make sure that you've written that out at the top. And then the next thing you want to do is decide whether you're going to be writing this in treble clef or bass clef, both of which we learned. Now I went ahead and set up a treble clef over here. So I'm going to do mine in treble clef. Now the thing is that however many sets of these 5 lines or staff you have, you need to add a treble clef at the end of each one. Otherwise, you don't know for that line whether you're in treble clef or bass clef. So I'm going to go ahead and give myself treble clefs all the way around. Next thing you want to do is on the PDF, you should already have these little boxes, but on this, because I'm setting up my own, I have to count my boxes, my measures. So I'm going to want to count off 12 different measures. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I got to set up a few more. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And at the very end, you give what we call a double bar to let you know that that's the end of the song. So instead of just the one line, which is the measure, that's double, and it means that's the end of the song. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, once you have that set up and you have your 12 measures, you go ahead and give your key signature. Now, for this one, I'm going to go ahead and write my Kitty Cat Blues in the key of G. So, for the key of G, I have to have 1 sharp on my F line. And it's that top F line all the way up there. And that tells me that in the key of G, I start my 1 is G. I'm starting on that G line. And if I count it up, my 7 would be the F sharp, and that's that F. And so I need to let myself know that I have an F sharp in this key. So I'm in the key of G. So here I'll write this over here. Key of G. And from here, I have to decide where I want to place my 3 chords. So we have a couple different patterns that we've looked at. But you always start on your 1 chord for whatever key you're in. So my 1 chord for the key of G is a G chord. So what I would do is I would write my first chord, I would spell it out here with the 3 notes that make it up. So there's 3 notes to the G, and I would also write a G chord there. And then if I wanted to, the next measure, do another G chord, I play another G chord. So let's say that I do 4 G chords in a row. So I do 4 measures of G chord. And then for my 5th measure, that's maybe where I want to change the chord. So I would go to my 4 chord, a C chord. So I'd go up to our C here, give myself 3 notes that make up our C. Maybe I'd do that for 2 measures, so I'd write that in for 2 measures. And then maybe back to my G for 2 more measures. And then maybe I go here to my 5 chord. So 5 chord in the key of G is your D chord. So you gotta go up to your D. Add that line because it goes over the staff. And in this pattern, you would go 4 on your G to start, 2 on your C to start, and then back to 2 more on your G. Then it would be 1 on your D chord, 1 on your C chord, and then you'd end back on your G chord. And that's typically how you every blues song always ends back on its original chord. So I go for my G chord, and at the end I'm going to arrive back to my G chord. So that's a quick video just on how you might set up your different measures and your different chords in your blues song. And you want to make sure that no matter where you're placing your chords in this pattern, that you're always starting on your G chord and getting back to your G chord. And the things in between, you just get to decide what sounds good and what works for your song. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick up my piece of scratch paper and just show you how to set up your own sheet music. So what you're going to want is just something as a line that lets you sort of trace some straight lines. You can also do it freehand. You may have seen me do it on the board a few times. And for right now, I'm going to do it freehand because I'm holding the camera with one of my hands. So instead of having a preset line, all you have to do is you just have to draw those staff lines by hand. So I would just need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And for your own purposes, I hope that you have a ruler or something that you can get nice full lines all the way across. And then you just sort of box it in and then count off your different measure lines. So that would just give me 2 measures. And then I would add myself like a treble clef. And this is very messy. Well, that's the worst treble clef ever. No one look at that. No one use that as a template. But then I would just add more lines down here if I needed more measures, basically. Or draw smaller measures. So you can set up your own staff line and staff paper, but it's a little bit of work. But that should get you started enough that you could write in your chords. All right, see you later, 5th grade. Good luck writing. Let me know if you have trouble with any of this. My office hours are on Tuesday and Thursday, and I'll be around 1 to 3 both those days. All right, see you.